Did Justin Fields play better than Aaron Rodgers? You're damn right he did. And then Aaron Rodgers. Now I have to go at Aaron Rodgers, who I've been a fan of for a very long time. I've respected Aaron Rodgers since he played for the Green Bay Packers. In a 10-year span, I don't think there's a quarterback that I've seen have a better straight 10 years than Aaron Rodgers has had. And that goes for Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, or any of the quarterbacks, John Elway, any one of those guys. But here's the facts to Aaron Rodgers. Why are you going after the Jet fans? Why are you going after the Jets brass? You wanted the Jets to do the one thing, and that was respect you. Do it face to face. Yes, you had to pay for the flight to go and sit down with the Jets. What did you want? The Jets to put you in their jet to sit down with you and tell you that they don't want you anymore? The Jets said it to your face. Aaron Glenn went to you and said, we don't need you. So now you're going to take shots at the Jets organization and all the coaches and the executives because they decided to go another way? They didn't feel that you were the guy. And you ruined this team last year. The confidence level of some of these players. Garrett Wilson, even though he had 1,000 yards last year, was he the same player he was before you? No, he was not. Garrett Wilson lost confidence last year because he lost confidence in you, Aaron. And Breece Hall, where did this come from? In game number 1, I know he's looking for a contract, but Breece Hall didn't really do that at all last year when he was playing. And that goes for the offensive line. That goes for Membu and for Shanu. And even some of the veteran players on that line that showed up. Simpson was sensational. That offensive line was one of the best offensive lines in week 1. If you look at PFF right now, the Jets have to be amongst the top 3 in all of football. 1 sack against a very good defense. This was a high-profile defense going into week 1. Elite, top 7 in the league. TJ Watt is one of the best defensive players, if not the best defensive player in the league. Was he defensive player of the year? No, the year before he was defensive player of the year. It was Patrick Surtain this past year. This guy's the best of the best. And the Jets, besides maybe 1 or 2 plays, absolutely stopped TJ Watt. Dominated this defense, which front 7 could be a top 5 defense in the league. Now, I know it's week 1, but it says a lot about this young team. It says a lot about Fashanu and Mambu. Everybody was attacking the Jets. Why would you draft Mambu? I don't know if he's really a first-round talent. He might be a late first-round talent at best. And everybody was saying, well, look at Simmons. Look at what he became. Look what he is. Well, Kansas City got him at the end of the first round. They think that's it. Going into the season, they thought that Simmons was going to be a better player than Membu. Well, in game number 1, Aaron Glenn today, I saw his press conference. He went back and forth with some of the media guys saying that we did good things, we did bad things. He said that the offensive line was sensational, the defensive line was sensational, the secondary made mistakes. Stevens made mistakes. He didn't attack Sauce Gardner. He attacked Michael Carter. Michael Carter made some mistakes in the open field, in the slot, and so did Stevens. I don't know why they drafted Thomas. If they're going to draft a guy I think it was the 3rd round, if I'm not mistaken, to draft a guy that high and not use him in game number 1 made absolutely no sense. He was healthy. He didn't play at all. Aaron Glenn, to me, showed you why the Jets chose him. And he chose the Jets. He wanted the job before Robert Saleh was hired. He was interviewed for the Jets job before Robert Saleh was hired. Bambi, as we all know, won his first game as a defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday. The fact is, the Jets had one of the best games I've seen them play in about 10 years. It's crazy to say that. Justin Fields showed you why the Jets decided and why Aaron Glenn, before he took this job, said that you're going to go after this guy. And I've said it before the Jets announced that Aaron Glenn was going to be the head coach of the New York Football Jets and Gang Green, whatever they call them. I told everybody that when free agency opens up, the first guy the Jets are going to sign is Justin Fields. And the reason why the Jets are going to go after Justin Fields and wanted Justin Fields is because he's a great mobile quarterback. He can move inside and out of the pocket. It opens up the field for the running backs. You saw Breece Hall and what he did in his first game, 21 carries for 140-something yards and dominated the line of scrimmage. And again, you see the connection he has with Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson had 9 catches for over 100 yards and a touchdown. You see the difference when you have a player like Garrett Wilson, who just got $30 million in the offseason, is one of the top 5 highest paid wide receivers in the league, wanted a guy like Justin Fields throwing him the ball and making the move the way the Jets did in the offseason, bringing him in. Justin Fields, to me, is the secret success piece that the Jets have needed over the last 10 seasons when it comes to quarterback play. The Jets have always had good defenses, and to me, the downfall of the New York Jets in game number 1 was their defense, especially in the second half of the game, especially in the fourth quarter when the mistakes happen. Gibson dropping the ball. Do I think the Jets win the game if Gibson doesn't drop the ball? I do. If Gibson doesn't drop the ball and make that mistakes on the punt return, I think the Jets win the game. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. The Jets did not play well when they needed to, and the Pittsburgh Steelers just played good enough. Aaron Rodgers, and I'll get into Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers did have 4 touchdowns coming back to New York. He did. Did he play well? He played okay. The players around him, especially the wide receivers, made enough plays. Austin, I didn't even know who he was until game number 1. He made some sensational plays. A lot of their tight ends, they played 4 tight ends on Sunday. 4. I've never seen a team play 4 tight ends in a game. But again, Josh Allen, and we saw what he did over the last couple of years with the Buffalo Bills playing and the Buffalo Bills playing 3 tight ends in certain games, you could see that it does work. We've seen O'Brien do this with the New England Patriots, with the Bill Belichick era. We've seen it. It does work. And again, they don't have DK Metcalf is a great wide receiver. I think he's a 1B wide receiver. I don't think he's a 1A guy. And I heard what Aaron Glenn said today. He says that he's very hard to defend. No, he's not. We all know what DK Metcalf likes to do. He likes using his strength and his athletic ability to go up and get the ball. He made some acrobatic catches, even some lucky catches in the game. Did he have a great game? No, he did not. The fact is, the Jets did very little in the fourth quarter to give you the confidence that they were going to do the one thing the Jets have not done over the last couple of years, and that is show up in important parts of the fourth quarter and win those close games. The Jets don't do that. Same old Jets. Aaron Glenn is not going to let this team not be in every single game. This team is going to fight. They're going to scratch. They're going to claw all the way through the fourth quarter. That's the mentality of this New York Jet team. This is not the same old Jets. This is not the Jets that we remember with the Robert Saleh era, or any of the coaches the Jets have had, the Gases, or the Todd Bowles, what we remember. This is a different team. And I think that the coaching staff knows it. I think the players believe in Aaron Glenn. You can see that they trust that Aaron Glenn is going to get it done. He is a player's coach, but he's going to let the players know that if you're not going to play his way, you're not going to play. And that, to me, is a head coach. You can say whatever you want about Bill Belichick. You want to attack Bill Belichick? You want to say he's nasty, he's mean. Bill Belichick made a career on doing what he does best. People, players we've had on the shows tell us that he's one of the funniest, nicest people in his office. But outside, he shows that he doesn't give a crap. He doesn't care about the media. He doesn't care what people think of him. And I think that Aaron Glenn is that type of coach, the Bill Parcells type of coach. And that's why Bill Parcells told the Jet fans and spoke about what Aaron Glenn brings to the table. Bill Parcells said that that was the best pick and the most important pick the Jets were going to make in the next 10 years, and bringing in a guy like Aaron Glenn, a guy that was drafted by the New York Jets, a guy that trusts the New York Jets organization by giving him the reins with Moji. I think that this team is completely different. I think this team is going to have some fun times to watch, the fun spots to watch this year. I think there are going to be some interesting games that you're going to say, well, what's going on? You're going to see that with a young team. Now, I do believe that this team is not the same team we've seen over the last couple of years. I think we're going to see it week in and week out.